Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a most marvelous day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, today I want to talk about an extraordinary young man. He is the buzz of the country now. He has taken the country by storm and surprised a lot of people. And that is none other than Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. Now, Deion Sanders has been in the limelight for a long time. He was an outstanding college football player. He was an outstanding player in the NFL. And he has done well since he's retired, which is somewhat unusual because many of them don't do as well in retirement as they did when they were playing professional sports. But he has fared well. Deion Sanders is a good old Southern boy, I'm happy to say, and has stayed pretty much in the South. He is Southern born and Southern bred. And it shows in his demeanor, it shows in his personality, and it shows in his work ethic. He clearly has a very strong work ethic. And surprising to some, but not to others, he is a good father. He appears to be a very good father. Deion Sanders has 5 children. He's been married twice, and now he has a significant other in Tracy Edmonds, and they seem to be in a committed relationship, which seems to be beneficial to both of them. She is the ex-wife of the singer Babyface, and they've been together for a long time. But I'm focusing on his role as a father. Deion Sanders is doing something that is not necessarily an anomaly in the black community, but it's not something that most fathers, especially most black fathers, do. And that is to take their children, raise their children when the wife might be unable to do so. Deion Sanders and his children had a reality show a few years ago. And I watched the show because it was wholesome. It was a family show. Sometimes his mother would be on the show. They'd be cooking and talking and the things we like to do in the South. Really, Southern black culture was what came through. So I really did like the show. But he was doing all that coaching then. It seems like he had some kind of school or academy, and he had a football team. His boys were on the team, and he was coaching those boys. And I just thought he was doing something for pleasure. But he was actually coaching those boys, and they would have family time, and he would be mentoring those boys on the team. And it just was a good family-centered show. On one of the episodes, there was a girl, and I don't remember what she was something, had like a physical challenge. I don't remember. It was something about her arm. And so one of the boys had asked the girl to go out, and he talked to his dad about the girl, and her father encouraged him to go out with the girl, that you don't look at the outside of a person, but you look on the person's heart and you judge them by their character. It was something like that. But anyway, he went out on the date with the girl, and she was on the show sometimes, and it was just really, really wholesome, and I really enjoyed the show. But for real, I just thought Deion Sanders was messing around. I didn't know he was serious about coaching. I really didn't. But even then, he was coaching his boys and teaching them strategy and all of that. So anyway, I was surprised. What was it? Last year before last, when he ended up down at Jackson State coaching. I thought it was a good move. I just thought it was a good celebrity look. Not thinking that he was going to go down there and do some serious coaching and be in the SWAC playoff. I was surprised. So anyway, I'm impressed with Deion Sanders, and I think that It's a good look for America. And I would even say it's a good look for Black America, because they like to say that Black people can't do this and Black people can't do this and Black people can't do that, and this is a white guy's job and this is a Black guy's job. So it's always good when you can defy a stereotype. So Deion Sanders is the man of the moment now. And I think we're all sort of enjoying the ride, enjoying seeing the rise and the rise of Deion Sanders. We know the other will come later, but hopefully not. But there's something about Deion Sanders as a successful Black man that doesn't get talked about. And I think it needs to be pointed out, so I'm going to point it out. There's a narrative going around in some sections of YouTube that all of the problems in the Black community can be traced back to Black women, especially single moms. Single moms are the main problems in the Black community. There's no help for single Black moms, goes the narrative, and the worst thing that a Black man can do is marry a single Black mom. This is their narrative, and they're sticking to it. And I don't think they will ever get through dogging Russell Wilson for marrying Sierra because she had a child. Even though this woman is beautiful and talented and has her own thing going, and they seem to be in love with each other, but he gets a lot of criticism from these Black men on social media because she was a single mom. Well, the only thing that Deion Sanders seems to have in common with these kind of Black men is the fact that he's a Black man, because he doesn't have anything in common with them. Deion Sanders was born in 1967 in Fort Myers, Florida, to Connie Sanders and Mims Sanders. His parents divorced when he was 2 years old. Sanders was raised by his mother and her new husband, Willie Knight, whom Sanders credits with being influential in his life. So his father abandoned his family. His mother married a good man, I would say, and that man took on the responsibilities of husband and father and influenced this young man's life for good. In other words, Deion Sanders' father abandoned his family when Deion was 2 years old. And sometime later, his mother married another man. And Deion Sanders says that this man had a very important influence on his life, meaning another man came into the household and took on the responsibilities of husband and father. And they produced an outstanding young man who seems to, from all indication, love his family, love his children, takes care of his children, and does what is right for his children, for himself, and for his family. He has become a very positive role model for a lot of men in America, not just Black men. The person that he says had a very positive influence on his life was his stepfather. I don't hear anybody saying anything about that. So Deion Sanders was a child of abandonment. His father abandoned the family. They could call it a divorce, but he abandoned his family. His mother was fortunate enough to find a mate who was willing to stand in the gap and be a real father for that child. So Deion Sanders is a product of a stepfather's influence. And he also doesn't seem to have this same kind of animosity towards single moms, because on his reality show, his school, Prime Academy, had some children whose mother was a single mom, and she came to him and told him about the struggle that she was having keeping her children in that school. and he handed her a check. They never did say how much the check was worth, but you could tell by the look on that woman's face, he had pulled him out of the miry clay. So he doesn't beat up on single moms and blame everything on single mothers. But it is really important that we not discard and throw away anybody in the black community, because we don't know who's going to be blessed and we don't know who's going to be raised. And people just talking and trying to talk people down because they don't like their situation is really not good for any of us. But I just wanted to come on here and point this out. Deion Sanders was raised by a stepfather. He says his stepfather was an important influence in his life. And that is a powerful statement coming from a man who seems to have maximized his potential and his opportunities. So hats off to Deion Sanders, hats off to his stepfather, and hats off to all black Americans who embrace the black American family and give people credit when they deserve it. So okay, y'all, thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about the video. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, and as always, have a great day.